They call him a genius, but what if I told you Ayanokoji isn't superhuman at all? He's just mastered a way of thinking that anyone can learn if they're brave enough to try. Ayanokoji Kiyotaka, the quiet guy who always knows what to do, who never loses control, and who can outthink people without them even realizing it. Most people watch Classroom of the Elite and think he's built different. But here's the truth. He's not built different, he trained differently. In this video, you'll learn how to think, act, and grow like Ayanokoji, not by copying his cold personality, but by understanding the mindset that made him unstoppable. By the end, you'll see that being a genius isn't about being born smart. It's about training your mind the same way he did, systematically, logically, and quietly. The foundation of a genius mind. Every genius has one thing in common. They see reality clearly. They don't get lost in emotions, distractions, or drama. They deal with what is, not what they wish it was. That's Ayanokoji's biggest secret: emotional control. When he's insulted, he doesn't react. When he's trapped, he observes. When he's losing, he studies why. In psychology, this is called metacognition, the ability to think about your own thoughts. It's like standing above your mind and watching how it reacts, so you can make smarter decisions instead of emotional ones. Want to start thinking like that? Here's a simple way. When something happens that makes you angry or scared, pause and name what you feel. I'm angry. I'm anxious. That single act activates your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that controls logic. You stop being a slave to emotion and start thinking like Ayanokoji: calm, clear, untouchable. The environment that built Ayanokoji. To understand his genius, you need to understand where it came from: the White Room. A place where emotions didn't matter, only results, only logic. He was trained like an experiment: no distractions, no comfort, only learning, analyzing, and surviving. Now, of course, you can't live like that, but you can borrow the principle behind it: remove noise. Noise means anything that weakens your focus. Endless scrolling, gossip, comfort, comparison. Ayanokoji became powerful because his entire world was designed for growth. You can create your own version of that. You don't need a white room. You just need a quiet room. A space where your brain can breathe, study, and think. Try this. Every day, give yourself 30 minutes where your phone is off and no music is playing. Sit, think, or write about one problem in your life and how you can fix it. You'll be shocked by how clear your mind becomes when it's not drowning in noise. The power of observation. Ayanokoji's greatest weapon isn't his strength. It's his eyes. He watches, listens, and gathers data while everyone else talks. This is called situational awareness, noticing tiny details that others ignore. Real geniuses don't rush to act. They collect information until they know what's really going on. Here's how to practice it. Next time you enter a room, don't speak first. Watch. Notice who's talking the most, who's leading, who's quiet but paying attention. You'll start to see invisible social patterns: who holds power, who seeks approval, who's insecure. When you can read people, you can predict them. And when you can predict them, you can win without fighting. That's how Ayanokoji wins every time. Not by luck, but by knowing how the game works before anyone else even sees it. The emotional trap. Here's where most people fail. They learn all the self-improvement tips, they read all the books, but they never fix the one thing that stops progress: ego. Ayanokoji doesn't care about praise or reputation. He hides his strength because showing off would only attract noise. He plays dumb because being underestimated gives him control. You can't grow if your ego needs to look smart. You can't learn if you're afraid to be wrong. The moment you start improving for others, to look good, to prove something, you've already lost. The real genius learns in silence. He grows when nobody's watching. That's why Ayanokoji says nothing while everyone else tries to prove they're the best. If you want to think like him, you must first be okay with looking average while you secretly build yourself into something exceptional. The process of hidden growth. Think about what Ayanokoji actually does. He doesn't rush to win every battle. He studies, plans, and waits. He plays the long game. That's how real geniuses move, slowly, quietly, strategically. Because growth isn't about speed, it's about direction. Let's make this practical. Say you want to master something like math, video editing, or public speaking. Most people just keep doing random practice. A genius doesn't. A genius breaks the skill down into its smallest parts, studies patterns, and improves each piece one by one. That's called deliberate practice, the same method top athletes and chess grandmasters use. They don't just do it more. They focus on their weakest point until it becomes their strength. So ask yourself, what part of this skill am I bad at? Then spend your entire next week only improving that one thing. You'll be shocked how fast you level up when you stop practicing blindly. The genius formula. Now that you've seen his habits, let's put it all together. Ayanokoji's genius isn't magic, it's a formula. Here's how it looks. Observe first, act later. Knowledge is power only when others don't know you have it. Stay emotionally neutral. Don't react. Analyze. Every emotional reaction makes you predictable. Every calm response makes you dangerous. Hide your strength. Never reveal your full ability. Power grows in silence. Focus on systems, not outcomes. Geniuses don't chase results. They build routines that naturally create results. Detach your ego from learning. Being wrong is how you become right. This is the exact mindset that separates geniuses from the rest. Not IQ, not genetics, not talent, just consistency and clarity. Thinking when everyone else is reacting. That's what it means to be a true strategist. Someone who wins not because they're better, but because they think deeper.